Tokenization of real world assets. What this is going to do for blockchain values is going to be unmatched. The growth potential here, I'm telling you, is shocking. And XRP Ledger has a great pathway to success and growth here. We're going to look at some metrics that will blow your mind. Let's jump into this post first, though, by Catalina Castro. She puts brutal, the XRP Ledger dominating 63% of issued and custody tokenization of short-term US bonds, surpassing even Ethereum and Solana. XRPL dominating. Volume and liquidity are much higher than on Ethereum. Institutions, will they prefer to issue and store tokenized bonds on the XRP Ledger? Well, when we look at this chart that she put up here, it shows this XRP bond here at about $300 million. So we know this is not the whole market. And I'm telling you right now, XRP Ledger is not dominating Ethereum in this arena, but on whatever market this is, whatever bond this is, that's no small matter, $300 million. XRP leading the way. But over the whole tokenized asset arena, Ethereum is the leader, no doubt. But we will catch up and we will start onboarding a lot of stuff. And this was really interesting, this article here. Let me center this for you. RWA issuers prioritize capital formation over liquidity. So the main reason you typically would use the Ethereum blockchain is because it's liquid. It has the most action, but that's not what everyone is interested in, not as of now at least. A new fourth quarter 2025 survey for tokenization suggests that the majority of real-world asset issuers are using tokenization for capital raising rather than unlocking secondary markets. So rather than taking publicly traded securities on chain, these are more private issuances, raising capital, things of this nature. That's where the initial focus is. Now, it'll go over, you best believe, to public markets eventually. We're just not there yet. Among the respondents, 53% said capital formation and fundraising efficiency is their main reason for tokenization. So that's where the focus is, having a secure platform, one that's easy to transact in, one that's efficient. Well, that's going to get a lot of this market share. So that's an area really where the XRP Ledger can be quite good. 38% said liquidity was not needed. It's not only not paramount, but not needed. While 46% said they expect secondary market liquidity within the next 6 to 12 months. So there's also a building process here that's okay. It's okay if it takes a little while to ramp up here. And it goes on to say, what we are seeing is a shift away from tokenization as a buzzword towards tokenization as a financial infrastructure layer. So really onboarding people to this technology. Major U.S. stock exchanges, of course, gearing up, getting ready for 24/7 markets. CME is going to start their around-the-clock trading of crypto derivatives on May 29th. The New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ, they share plans to take, again, their stock exchanges to 24/7 platforms eventually, and that's going to happen as well. So liquidity is a part of it, but it's not going to stop you from having success today. Because, again, if I'm raising capital, I don't need, a lot of liquidity on a secondary market. I'm going to actually not allow my privately traded, stock to trade on the open market. So it doesn't really matter. You want to invest in my fund? Here you go. Send me some RLUSD. You can hold your ownership legally on chain. That'll work. There's a lot of areas where you can build to liquidity, and we will see that. It's already happening to some extent. Again, you just saw that tokenized US Treasuries, 300 million just in that one sector right there. So there's a lot going on. XRP has been built from day one. Ripple exec reveals launch of tokenized properties. Again, this would be a great fit here. This is about Dubai's tokenized real estate going live on the XRP Ledger. And you don't need massive liquidity, secondary markets. This is just people making an investment, an efficient, a transparent way to hold that ownership. You can also slice it up so you allow more people to partake in the investment in this type of stuff. So tokenized real estate could be an area that the XRP Ledger grabs a good amount of market share, and we're seeing that start here. Quite interesting. Now, while this is all going on, Grayscale, what they're saying right now, that among their clients, XRP is number 2 right behind Bitcoin. XRP emerging as the dominant crypto talking point right after Bitcoin, with Grayscale reporting sustained advisory demand here. Again, saying that really XRP is right there neck and neck with Bitcoin. It is actually number 2 right now, where the interest is going, where they're looking to invest. Now, make no mistake, Ethereum's going to have its day. It's going to have its moment. It's going to have its run. It's in a big-time blockchain out there. But XRP's right up there with all of them. It's interesting to see here. XRP developments, of course, we found a bug right before launch. I believe this is maybe with the lending amendment here. XRP Ledger Foundation stated it had received a report through its bug bounty program for batch amendment, it stated the XRP Ledger is not affected by the bug. It's safe, but it could have been. Had they went live with this, it could have been an issue. We've had a couple of these. We've had the NFT amendment almost went live and it had a bug. There's been a lot of this. I don't know if we need new funding. We need more people really digging into this, but a few amendments have almost went live, and luckily we're caught. We need to rethink this a bit because it's come scary close a few times to having some sort of issue. Lastly, look how big this is. The biggest ETF in history, Bitcoin, $1 billion first day of trading. Pro shares just smashed through that and was something quite boring. It's a stablecoin ETF, 17 billion day one. Well, why is this? Well, if you are a stablecoin issuer, you can put your funds in this ETF. And you don't have to worry about what we saw with Silicon Valley Bank, where there was a bank run. Again, our tokenized dollars, stablecoins as we call them, that's just another type of RWA. This is just the first big use case like this. And this ETF is the biggest there's ever been. So I put my money as an issuer into this ETF, and I don't have to worry about bank collapse and bank runs. My money's safe. I'm earning my yield. Yay for that. And look at how much demand. They made this actual ETF product quite special. There is no delay. Same day settlement, T+0. So pretty much same day redemptions here. And it's just fueling a lot of investment capital coming into this. The most ever. And remember this. This is day one of trading. Day one of trading, it had $17 billion in volume. The most volume for an ETF in history that we've ever seen, I believe, is $100 billion from the SPY. So this sucker's big. It's going to continue to grow. And it just shows you these very early days how big this industry is going to be. It's going to smash every record there is. And you don't need to capture all of it. You just need to get, a portion of it, and you're going to see a lot of growth. Again, for this area, RWAs, the original intended use case of the XRP Ledger, I think we're going to get a good amount of it. Stable coins, tokenized real estate, stocks, bonds, you name it. Again, Ethereum right now, it's the king of liquidity. But as we saw from these reports, it's not just about liquidity. It's about the built-in compliance. It's about the efficiency. And there's a lot of use cases where you don't need deep liquidity for secondary markets to be successful and capture an awful lot of volume. And that liquidity will grow over time. And I think we'll be able to compete in any market we want over the long term. You let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.